Hello, and thank you for participating in the second online engagement for the new park at South Eads Street and Army-Navy Drive Park Master Planning process. My name is Marco Rivero with the Department of Parks and Recreation, and I am the DPR project manager for this effort. We're very excited to continue work on the Park Master Planning and Design Guidelines efforts for this park site and welcome you to participate actively. We will begin our discussion with a brief update on the public process timeline, and then Mark Genet, principal with LSG Landscape Architecture, will provide a presentation on the analysis and questionnaire results from the first engagement. Finally, the proposed design concepts will be presented. The second online engagement will occur December 28 through January 11 and will focus on review of the proposed design concepts. The third online engagement in February 2021 will present the refined plan for New Park and an overview of the design guidelines. Thank you very much. We look forward to your participation. I would like to turn it over to Mark Genet with LSG for the design team's presentation.
Hello and welcome to the second of 3 public engagement opportunities for the new South Eads Park. We've received an incredible number of questionnaire responses from the community, about 160 in fact. The feedback we received has really helped shape our understanding of what you would like to see on the site, and it's really weighed significantly in this next step of the park planning process, which we're going to talk about today. We hope you'll continue to share your thoughts with us during this process and help guide us in this future planning of the park, and that's why at the end of this, we'll tell you a little bit about how you can continue to do that. My name is Mark Genet from LSG Landscape Architecture, and our entire team is really delighted to be continuing this park planning process with you. And we're really hoping to share with you today some exciting visions for the new park. And for this session, we'll be really talking about 3 distinct concepts that we've developed, and these are based on ideas really suggested in your responses to that questionnaire from the first session, as well as some key site considerations that we identified in our site analysis and discussed in that last video. And together, they'll form the basis for the plan options that we'll talk about today. Now, before we begin to talk about this, let's first take a step back and review some of the key takeaways from the site analysis process that really began our journey here. We know that the dense urban context of the park's surroundings has left few traces of the natural and cultural history of the site. In our effort to discover the past forms, we really revealed several key former conditions, including the Alexandria Canal and the trolley line that succeeded it, as well as the historic contours of the Potomac River shoreline. Now, incorporating references to these features through interpretive signage and design can create some meaningful connections to the environment for park users, and that'll really elevate the park experience, we think. Another important study is really trying to identify the current and present day and future development near the park site. The buildings immediately adjacent include the Altair and future Elcor building across South Eads Street is also the future Penn Place, and a short walk away is Metropolitan Park and the Pentagon Center PDSP. By understanding the nature of these developments and what they're going to provide, we can really anticipate trends for present and future users of the park. The park itself is bound by 12th Street on the south, Army-Navy Drive to the north, South Eads Street to the west, and the Altair and future Elcor buildings to the east. As we mentioned in the last engagement video, the right-of-way for both 11th Street and Old South Eads Street are important considerations in the planning process. The Old South Eads right-of-way is a remnant of the site's previous development, and it poses some challenges due to the number of underground utilities. 11th Street provides critical access to the Doubletree Hotel to the east of the site, and also to the new Elcor building. But how to seamlessly knit that south parcel to the north parcel while maintaining safe vehicular access on 11th Street is going to be a key goal of the planning process, and one we'll address here today. A closer look at site circulation illustrates the important building adjacencies and how they contribute to this. Now, the major street intersections and ground floor lobby and retail entrances along the eastern edge of the site are really major considerations for access and connectivity and for park circulation, frankly. And the presence of these retail entrances on the southern end of the site gives us an opportunity to create some kind of plaza or gathering areas with seating, shade, and site furnishings really to support those retail activities. To the west, we also anticipate that there'll be visitors from the future Penn Place development through safe crossings of at street intersections. Lastly, one of the biggest considerations on site is the number of utility lines under the park site. And while their presence limits the extent in which we can locate lights, site walls, topography, or plant new trees, frankly, there are still plenty of opportunities to create vibrant and active spaces for people, as well as lush green spaces for rest through seeding, landscape planting, and raised berms. The utilities, they obviously provide important functions, and really the consideration there is excavation around them, and we can certainly cite lots of active areas on grade above them. In addition to site analysis, public responses generated from the first online engagement questionnaire were very informative. Through those responses, we're able to get a sense of who, when, and how the park site is used. From those results, a majority of the respondents live or shop nearby, and they really mainly pass through the park site on foot. Additionally, the types of temporary uses preferred include pop-up programming, reclaimed bench seating, attractive design features. These are things that might be provided while we're still getting the master plan implemented and before it's fully built out. Preferences for future amenities, again from the survey, and features in the park were also major takeaways from that questionnaire and really helped us come up with these ideas. Trees and vegetation, site furnishings, attractive design features, and shade in an urban area are really top recommendations. We also noted that people really want a space they can feel connected with nature in and want to be able to take a break and to relax by themselves or with others. Overall, people valued the park space as a natural green refuge in contrast to its surroundings. The preservation of the mature cottonwood tree in particular had overwhelming support from you. We also asked you what kind of names you might have for the park, and many were suggested. Some of the popular ones include Pentagon Park, Teardrop Park, Canal Park, and National Landing. Based on the questionnaire responses and site analysis, the design team has noted several important park planning priorities moving forward. First, there's an overwhelming preference that this park site remain a natural refuge in character, a place to connect with nature. This would be reflected in both the planting and in the permeable or natural paving surfaces. So both the hardscape and the landscape really need to support this. Second, there's a desire to protect the existing mature cottonwood tree and to enhance the vegetative landscape overall. Again, green is very important to everybody. That's what we heard. Third, programs such as gathering and event spaces, an enclosed dog run area, outdoor fitness areas or spaces were suggested really as possible social activities that would be appropriate. Fourth, there's a need to buffer the traffic noises along the northern and western boundaries of the site and to enhance the quiet enjoyment of the park. We know for a fact that 395 on the north end of the park is a noisy feature. These and other considerations guide the concept planning process and led us really to these creation of these three distinct concepts. Each concept explores a different theme. Concept one, the Meander, seeks to create an immersive walking experience in an undulating landscape. Concept two, the Canal Walk, looks for ways to engage visitors in the historic site narratives while incorporating desirable amenities such as outdoor fitness and workspace. Concept three, the Central Hub, prioritizes passive green space and dog-friendly amenities. Now, while each concept explores different themes, the goal of this exercise in presenting these to you is to open up the discussion for you to share with us the elements that are the most appealing to you. So we fully expect that, and at the end of this, we're not really going to vote on which one you like the best. It's really what things within each of them are most important and really resonate with you. And it's likely, and in our experience, and it's almost always the case, that when we show different options, it's a combination of things that ultimately people find most desirable. The first of the concepts we'll discuss is the Meander. This features a central promenade along which a rich pedestrian experience unfolds in an undulating landscape as one meanders through the park, along low berms that could be used for lounging or planted with a natural meadow mix to create pockets of color and habitats for pollinators. This scheme seeks to draw visitors into the park with long, sweeping vistas in a north-south direction and attractive features such as these lounging berms, berms being earthwork forms, open lawn, and a plaza with some unique seating opportunities. The more open southern part provides unobstructed views into the park from 12th Street and incorporates the needs of retail visitors and the adjacent property by providing outdoor seating opportunities and a multi-purpose lawn space. At the 12th Street intersection, a vertical sign announces the entrance to the park to visitors. As one approaches 11th Street, a plaza comes into view, encircled by rolling a synthetic turf berms for people to sit on and relax in the sun or to eat their lunch. The plaza is suitable for flexible uses such as live music or weekend markets. This unique plaza paving will continue across 11th Street to visually knit the north and south parcels together into one gathering space for people. In the tree-lined northern parcel, a central lawn space shapes a clearing enclosed with densely planted wooded edge. The mature cottonwood tree stands as its focal point, fully integrated into a tree-lined edge along South Eads Street. At Army-Navy Drive, feature walls with signage frame a welcoming entrance to the promenade and park. Landforms are sculpted against the walls and provide a canopied buffer for the internal park users and help decrease traffic noise from adjacent streets. Directional signs remind cyclists to dismount and enjoy the park on foot. Overall, the Meander weaves green and social spaces together along a dynamic promenade from a more open southern end with amenities for social activities to a more sheltered northern end, providing a green refuge and a great tree canopy. The second concept is the Canal Walk. This features a multi-purpose path that traces the historic course of the old South Eads right-of-way through the park, accommodating both pedestrians and cyclists. Interpretive markers and waysides along the path reveal the nature and cultural histories of the site. 11th Street will be raised to sidewalk level, eliminating the current curb condition. This crossing will be ideal for future multipurpose path, which will be surfaced with special paving and rumble strips and remind cyclists to slow down while traversing through the park, and traffic as well, of course. Winding footpath bends around distinctive landscape rooms with various social spaces, dog relief areas, and outdoor fitness opportunities dispersed along its length. The serpentine nature of the footpath, partly alluding to the natural historic contours of the Potomac River shoreline, complement the linear main path with its more leisurely and relaxed walking experience. At the southern terminus of the footpath, a tech hub space with power outlets and Wi-Fi opportunities, plaza space, generous seating, platform benches, and opportunities for gathering will create a flexible outdoor workspace and a place for visitors to enjoy the sun while eating their lunches outdoors. The Canal Walk engages visitors with historic narrative of the site while providing a forested and rejuvenating walk for pedestrians. The third concept is a central hub, and this features a more social park programming approach with a focus on family and dog-friendly uses. At the center of this park is a plaza space for larger group gatherings, events, or Saturday markets. And from there, dog owners can access an enclosed dog run area with a green buffer surrounding it. An alternative dog run location in the northern park parcel is noted on the circulation diagram here. However, the alternative location would take up land that otherwise be suitable for trees and a vegetative buffer from the streets in the north. So while it's a little bit tight on the south, we think that that might be an optimal location for the dog base. Towards the north side, a central lawn opens up to mature cottonwood tree, creating views towards it. And it's surrounded by dense planting, a shade structure. Framing the open lawn provides relief from the sun during summertime. The central lawn space offers a multi-purpose and open green space for a variety of uses, such as overflow for events or just gathering, just leisurely opportunities to be somewhere open in a green area, which is really what came up so much in the survey. The central hub prioritizes social space and amenities for residents, visitors, nearby office workers, and families. The potential dog use amenities in the concept options are really available in all three. And they include smaller scale, more passive pet relief activity areas along the main paths and the Meander and Canal Walk concepts, and a more centralized and really defined dog use area in the central hub option. Stormwater management is obviously a big concern, and that's an important part of any park planning process. Each concept uses a combination of stormwater management strategies to mitigate runoff from bioretention swales to urban bioretention tree pits and permeable pavement. We're confident that through a mixed strategy like this, we can meet these needs within the landscape concepts that we've discussed. As with all living things, the natural elements of the park are going to grow and evolve over time. And while precautions will be taken to promote the longevity of the mature cottonwood, Developing a tree canopy succession strategy is going to be crucial to the long-term success of the park. We'd like the park to live longer than the cottonwood. We'd like the cottonwood to live a very long time, but we want to plan for, the eventuality when it's not there. So we're proposing 3 strategies to address this. The first is to use a thematic artwork to create a new centerpiece in its place. Second option would be to plant new trees that would blend into the existing canopy. And lastly, future work could extend that berm and vegetatively widen the buffer along South Eads Street. All 3 would take into account the continuity of the park's natural character during the development of the park over time. To summarize, all 3 schemes take into account key findings from the site analysis and the responses from the first online engagement session that you provided us. All these concepts address the community's desire to preserve and protect the cottonwood, to provide a natural urban refuge, to provide flexible spaces to accommodate various user groups. Note that the amenities proposed in all of these concepts are interchangeable, really, and they're all based on your community feedback. The first concept, the Meander, showcases a central promenade with sweeping vistas connecting visitors to attractive landscape features and various types of green open space. The second concept, the Canal Walk, traces the historic route of the old South Eads Street and grounds the new park in its historical context. A winding footpath contrasts with that, taking visitors to the landscape in a series of rooms featuring work, social, and outdoor fitness spaces. The third scheme, the Central Hub, focuses on creating an open amenity area for visitors and their families and for dog owners. A central lawn with shade structures, lush supplemental planted edges, and a separate enclosed dog run are some of the key features. Feedback from the community, will really allow us the opportunity to identify the amenities in each of these approaches that really resonates with you, so that we can select them for a comprehensive park concept for the next phase. So this is the second of 3 online engagement opportunities. The next outline engagement opportunity will be available early next year, and we're going to show you here an updated timeline for the project. Thank you again for attending this presentation. We've prepared an online feedback form similar to the last time, and this form will be available until January 11th. Please take a few moments to click on the link, go to that, and provide your comments so that we can incorporate your feedback into the next phases of this park planning process. Again, on behalf of the LSG Landscape Architecture team and everybody, Mark Cheney from LSG, we'd want to thank you for your attention to this, and we look forward to hearing your comments on our work. Thank you so much.